with a chance of being able to increase your survivability rate by 30%, or having a 67% better chance of preventing a brain injury while being in a motorcycle accident, persuade you into wearing a helmet while riding a motorcycle. My name is Joshua Steen, and if that last fact wasn't enough to persuade you into wearing a helmet or making helmet laws mandatory, I would like to take a few minutes and having more of an opportunity to persuade you into wearing a helmet. First, I would like to go over a few laws and facts about helmets. Next, I would like to discuss a study done by the Department of Transportation in 1996 with a helmet and while riding. And then lastly, the negatives of what would happen if you didn't have a helmet in a motorcycle crash. So first I'll touch over a couple of helmet laws and facts about helmets. Currently, there are 20 states that require both the rider and the passenger to wear a helmet at all ages. There are 27 states that require anyone under the age of 21 to wear a helmet while riding or being the passenger, and 2 states that have no helmet laws in effect. There were a few states that brought back a mandatory helmet law, and in Oregon, 33% reduction in motorcycle fatalities the first year. Nebraska had a 32% reduction, Texas a 23% reduction, California 37%, and Maryland had a 20% reduction rate in fatalities the first year they implemented a mandatory helmet law. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration estimates that helmets saved the lives of 1,158 motorcycles in a motorcycle crash in 2003. They also predicted that if 640 had worn helmets, they would have been with us still to this day. So now that I've touched over a few laws and facts, I'm going to go ahead and discuss that the Department of Transportation study they did in 1996 with a helmet. They took 50 riders, all with different experience, all different ages. They took them on this 5.5-mile course. They had them ride once with no helmet, once with a helmet. 25 were tested on their vision, if they were affected at all by wearing a helmet when they weren't wearing a helmet, and 25 of the others having to switch lanes when they had a helmet and not having a helmet on to see if they could hear the same. 19 of the 23 that were wearing a helmet during the vision test were not affected at all. They were able to overcompensate while being able to change lanes, looking over their shoulder. 25 of the 25 in the hearing portion, were not affected at all while wearing a helmet. Matter of fact, they were able to hear a lower audible sound than versus when they were not wearing a helmet, with the fact that the wind and everything was blowing in their ears. So now that I've gone over and stated and found that DOT stated that the helmet does not impede the rider at all, I'd like to go over a few effects of not having a helmet while being in a crash. Like I stated earlier, helmets reduce the risk of death by 29%, give you a 67% effective rate in preventing brain injuries while being in a wreck. The average treatment cost for a motorcycle accident-related head injury is $43,000. They also stated that an annual cost of serving one brain-injured patient in an inpatient setting is $100,000. 50% of those riders had no insurance at all. So now it's more cost to welfare and other social services, so everybody's impacted by this. Everybody's tax dollars got to go to making sure that these individuals are able to, get back to where they were before they were in the wreck. So they're going to have to go with permanent disability. They might be disabled for the rest of their lives. They're going to have long-term nursing care. So they're going to have somebody help them day to day doing daily tasks that they were able to do before that wreck. And they're going to have extensive physical therapy and rehab to try to get them back or as close as they were before that motorcycle accident. I've had a few fellow riders state that wearing a helmet takes away from the freedom felt while riding. And there was a quote from a Safety Roads website, summed this perfectly up, a response. They said, when everyone has to pay, it is no longer about personal freedom. So with these guys that aren't wearing helmets and they get in a wreck and they don't have insurance, it's my tax dollars, your tax dollars going to paying for these guys to get back to where they were before they had that accident. So I hope now that I've stated that what states have mandatory helmet laws, what states do not have helmet laws, and this study done that it shows that the helmet does not impede at all with the rider, and the repercussions of not wearing a helmet, how much money it takes to be able to get you where you were and be able to care for you, that is able to persuade you into wearing a helmet and hopefully making or helping with getting laws or states mandatory to wearing helmets. So if there are different types of helmets out there, and for any more information, go ahead and visit your local DMV, and they'll be glad to assist you in any way. Thank you. Have a great day.